What's good, guys? So, I managed actually to create this app here, and this app is an AI language model. Okay, so I spend a little bit of time trying to learn uh, how to build up an AI. Okay, over my application actually, and how can my application end up using AI? So I managed to come up with a nice AI language model, and this one is built with React as front end, and back end I build it up with Spring Boot. Okay, and I also use the token, okay, an API key that from ChatGPT. So this API key, I mounted it actually to my app back end application, and I was able actually you to use that API key to build this front end application. So these are the kind of things actually that now, if you're learning how to become a software developer, these are the kind of things actually that you will really require as a skill for you to be actually be marketable and be up to date. So this course here, if I come here and put it and give it actually a prompt and just say a prompt like, what are the benefits of daily exercise? So if I click on get response, it's gonna generate a list of uh, an output actually from the prompt that I just gave it here. So daily exercise offers a wide range of benefit for both physical and mental health. Okay. So if I come here and actually say, what is my name? You know, okay, just say my name is Peter. Okay, and click on get response, and then it's gonna say, hello Peter, how can I assist you? Okay, so this course actually, it will teach you how to work with tokens. It's gonna teach you how to connect the tokens to your Spring Boot application. It's gonna show you how to work with Spring AI, and it's also gonna show you how to build up a front end where you can actually display your information, like this. Okay, so enjoy this course, and if you have a question, just drop a question down there, and just let me know what you think about this project. Okay. So yeah, and subscribe to this channel. We have to bootstrap our application from Spring Boot. So go to Google and then type Spring Boot initializer. Okay. So here, click on Spring Boot Initializer. And what you have to do here is you have to select the language, which we have Maven here. This is the project actually, which is the Maven. And also the Java, which is the language, which is Java. We have Kotlin, we have Groovy, but at the moment we're going to be using Java. So here we also have Spring Boot versions. So you can use any version that you're comfortable with, but the best one actually is 3.4.1 because actually it's selected for you. Then here you're gonna come and write project metadata. So you can say actually com.api. We can actually say demo. Okay. Or you can come here down here for artifact. You can say API. You can say demo and then you can say API. Okay. Then demo project for Spring Boot, you can use it like, you can leave it like that description. And then packaging, actually we're gonna do it as a jar file, and the Java version that we're gonna be using is Java 17. So once you do this part here, you're going to come here and add some dependencies. So we're going to start with the first one, which is the web, because we're building a web application. Add that. And then we're going to, because we're going to be using ChatGPT actually. So we're going to say OpenAI for ChatGPT. So Spring AI, uh, support for ChatGPT, the AI language model. So if I click this, so I'm going to generate this here. So click on generate, and it's gonna generate the app for you. So if I click on exit, so it's gonna generate the app for you. So if I go straight to this part here, so if I go to desktop, go straight to downloads actually, I have this here that I've generated. So Spring AI demo. So what I'm going to do, I'll come here and click on extract, and then I'll extract the file to place I want it to go. But I think I'm going to put everything at local disk D. So this is what I have extracted actually, Spring Boot AI demo. So what I do is that I'm going to come straight to my application. So I have this application here already, but I'm going to close here. Then I will go ahead and actually open it up. So I'm going to click on open. So I'm going to click on open, then select or look for where, explore and see where the application is, and here it is. Then click on OK, and then it's going to come. Okay. So when I go straight to pom.xml, I have the dependency here. I have Spring Boot starter test here. I have the Spring Boot web here. I also have the AI open, the dependencies OpenAI, that the dependencies that I just added. So if I come here, I have this application here, which is the entrance to my application, Spring Boot application. Then if I come to application.property here, so give this application a name. So spring.application.name, and this is my application here, name. Then here I have we're gonna be listening from this port 8080. So server.port.8080. You can change this to depending on what API I mean what port you're okay with, but this is the default API. Then after that we have spring.ai.openai.api key. Now the generated talk API key, the one that we're gonna get from ChatGPT, we're gonna come and post it here. So what we're gonna do is that I'll come cut this, and then I'm gonna put that API key over here. You understand that? So the generated API key from ChatGPT, I'm gonna post it here. But this API key is supposed to be a private key. So you don't let people see it, because once people see it, they will end up copying it and using it. And once they use it, you will be the one to be charged. Any cost that's going to be incurred while your API key is being used, then it's going to charge you. So one thing you don't make it visible to people. So that's why it's very important actually to put it like this. So we can put this dollar sign here. So you write this, then put this dollar sign here. Then here, put this into bracket and then write open AI underscore API underscore key. Then once you do that, you create an environment. So click here, then go to edit, and then we have an environment variable here. So come create an environment and paste your key here. Okay. Then after that, click on OK. So it's gonna show itself here. Okay, so once you have this one, create an environment variable. Or else what you can do is that if you don't want to create an environment variable, you can come and paste your API key here, and it's gonna work. Okay. So for you to generate this API key or token, what you need to do is you need to sign up to ChatGPT. So if you haven't signed up to ChatGPT, just make sure go ahead and sign up to ChatGPT. Okay. So once you do the signing up, um, the easiest way actually to access the API key is just come here and type open AI API key. You can say generator or something like that. Yeah, generator. So you have it here. So you have OpenAI API. So click on OpenAI API here. Click on this, and then click sign up. Then make sure you create a account for this. So I'm gonna come in and log in. So I'm gonna click here. It's taking a bit longer. So I'm gonna click here. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna sign in with my Google. So I'm gonna click on continue here. Then this is what I'm gonna sign in with. So once I sign in, I have this page here. So we have API preference here. So here you can come to your search and then type API key. So this is it here. So you can type here API and then key, and then you're going to have them here. So you click here. As you can see, I generated an API key earlier on, which I used to create my project. So what for you to do that, come and click here, create new secret key, and then give it a name, say API test, like that. Then select default project. Then here, you're gonna click on create a secret key. Once you click here, you're gonna see the key, and then you have to copy that key and save it in a place, because once you like come out of this page here, it's you're not gonna be able to access that API key. So the best thing is that make sure you save your API key. Okay. Now, once you copy this, because you're using it in your application, so what you do, you just come straight to your um, project. Then you're gonna come and paste your API key here. Or you can create an environment and paste your API key over there, and then come and write OpenAI API key here. So this one is gonna work. Okay. You can paste your API key here, or you can create an environment for it. Okay. So once you do that, I want you to click on run here. And once you click on run, as you can see, there is no error here. No error here. So that means that the API key has connected to your application. But if I mean your API key from ChatGPT is connected to your application, but if you want to make sure, if you want to be sure that that's the connection has happened, go back again to your uh, API keys, then go straight to usage. Click here on usage. And once you click on usage, you're gonna see that we have this here, we have it here, we have it here. So you see? So that means that this is a connection that has happened here, you know. So this is a connection that has happened here. So that means that my app is connected actually, and it hasn't actually I haven't actually used anything, because I have not yet used this, you know. So when you see this, you just know automatically that it's connected. Okay, great. So once you do that, uh, then you can go ahead and build up your application. So on the next video that I'm gonna do, which I'll post it later on, I'm gonna be showing you how to create how to actually generate text from ChatGPT. Like if I write, and probably if I say probably tell me a joke, if I write a prompt saying, "Can you provide me a joke?" then the ChatGPT will return back my request by giving me a joke. So that's what we're gonna do on the next project. So if you like this video, just go ahead and subscribe to this channel, and just leave a like, you know, drop a comment. Let me know what you think about it. Okay, so here, when you go to application or property, we have the Spring application name, which is this one here, Spring AI demo. And then we are listening at port 8080. And then now this is the API here, but we have created an environment variable to handle our API. Okay. Now, once we have this key installed, so the next thing we have to do, actually, let me take you through the form. So we have the Spring AI, OpenAI Spring Boot starter, the one that we bootstrap the application with. And since it's a web application, so we are creating we actually have to have a Spring Boot starter web that comes from Spring Boot framework. Okay. So we have these dependencies. If I go straight to the first class here, we have, this is the entrance point to our application. And this is a Spring Boot application, okay? So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna create a new class here, and we're gonna call this chat service, okay? A chat service, okay? So this is a class here. service. And the reason why we annotate this with at service, and I'm going to put some comment here, and this annotation tells the Spring that this class is a service class. Okay, it shows that this class here that we are creating is a service class. So in order for us actually to be able to communicate with the the chat GPT actually itself, we need to create we need to say private and then final. Okay, and then we're gonna use this chat model here and see it's coming from Spring Framework AI chat model. Okay, so we're gonna use a chat model. Okay, and then I have to create a constructor for this, add a constructor. Okay, so I'm gonna leave a comment here and I'm gonna say that this is a constructor that takes a chat model object as the parameter. Okay, so once we have this one, it's gonna be easy for us actually to communicate with AI. Okay, so what we need to do is just to create a method, and the first method we're gonna create here is get response. Okay, I like the fact that I'm using Copilot because it actually finishes up my coding. Then this one actually is a string, okay, but I'm gonna leave this as a public, okay, just like that. And here I will actually say that this method here, it takes in a prompt. So it's taking in a prompt, okay. So it's gonna take the prompt and then push it to chat model, and then this chat model will communicate with the token and then access now information from ChatGPT. So it's gonna accept a prompt, and here actually we have to say we have to push a prompt, but here it's supposed to be chat model dot, and then we're gonna call using a string, okay, the message here, okay. And then here, I'm going to annotate this. So the comments actually are just to help you actually see what the code does actually. So this method here, as you can see, this method takes in a string here. It takes in a string as a parameter and returns a string. Okay, so it's returning a string. So it takes in a string and then returns a string. Okay. So once we have this information here, what we're gonna do is that we're gonna go straight to here, and then we're gonna create a new class. And this class, it's a control actually. So this one is gonna help us actually create some APIs. So this one, we're gonna call this controller Gen. This is the name of my controller, Gen AI. Her controller, sorry, AI controller. Okay, so Gen AI controller, which I'm gonna annotate it with that REST controller, and here I'm gonna say this annotation tell the Spring that this class is a controller class. Okay, then here, I'm gonna declare a variable to hold reference to chat service, okay? And as you can see, it gives me actually, best thing about Copilot, it provides all the codes for you written. So the only thing you have to click tab and then go through the code and see if it's what you need. So this is a constructor that takes in chat service object as the parameter, correct? And then it creates a constructor here. And then in here, this method takes in a string as a parameter and returns a string, okay? So what we're gonna do here, at least here we're gonna actually change something, okay? So we're gonna say this is at get mapping, And then here we're gonna use response. Okay, so this is the path. This is the URL response. Okay, so here we're creating a method called get response, and then we're gonna annotate it with this at request param, just like that. And then it's accepting a string prompt, and then it's returning a chat service, this chat service here, and then we get a response, which is a prompt here. So basically that's this one. Actually, this one here, this is what this is gonna this is the request actually that we will use, and we're gonna put a prompt. Okay, and then we're gonna, after we request, this prompt is gonna be sent to chat service here, and this chat service is what we have in here. So this chat service class here. So yeah, so let's run this. Let's run it. So it's running. Great. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna try and see if we can be able to hit our API using this code that we have just created. So I'll go straight to, so I'm gonna use this URL and I'm gonna explain it. So we have HTTP localhost 8080. As we said, our app here is listening at 8080. And then after that, we also have the response. This response here is the get mapping that we have here. So the get mapping that we have here. Okay. Then after that, we have the prompt itself, which we are pushing this prompt here. And then what is the prompt? So the prompt is, I'm gonna change here and say what? Just a simple. So you can say what is the what is the uh, capital? I'm gonna use that one. City of Kenya. Then if I click N, so it's gonna load and it's gonna say the capital city of Kenya is Nairobi. Okay. So here we are able actually to hit the to hit the token actually, and then we are able now to communicate with ChatGPT and we're getting this feedback. Okay, so this is working well. Okay, then apart from this, actually we can go back here, and also apart from this method here called get response, sometimes we want to have more details, needed actually, or more we want to customize our details. So there is sometimes we like to create prompts that have additional actually options, like which are ChatGPT actually to use. Do you want to use ChatGPT 3 or ChatGPT 4? Okay. And for that, we're gonna create another method here, and under chat service. Okay, and this method here, we're gonna call it let's click here. So we're gonna call it get response response. So this is a method, get response options. So we get response options. So this is still a string. Okay, so this method here, actually, we need it to have additional options. Okay, and apart from like just getting information from ChatGPT, we can actually get more information. We can customize our method to get more information. So we have public takes in a string, and then here takes in a string, and then the prompt itself here, and then here what we're gonna do is that we'll take this out, and then you're gonna say dot call. Now we're gonna push in a prompt, okay? A message actually here. So call here, we're gonna say the prompt, okay? Call the prompt. Actually, this is gonna be call new prompt message, just like that. And then I'm gonna get rid of this one, okay? And in here, I'm gonna push in a prompt, okay? Then here, I'm gonna also say open AI chat options, and it's coming from Spring Framework AI, okay? OpenAI. Then here we're gonna say dot builder, okay? And now this is it. So we can come here and say dot with temperature, and this temperature here can be actually 0.4, just like that. With model, and this model can be here, you can specify which ChatGPT you want to use. So for me, I'm gonna use ChatGPT dash 40, no 40, okay, dot, and then build, okay. Then here we have to take this out, just like that. And then what we're gonna do here, we're gonna create a variable. Gonna create a variable response is equals to, and then here we're gonna say this is coming from chat response. Chat response. So it's gonna here, it's gonna return a response. This one here, a response dot get results dot get output, then dot get content, okay. Now over here, so here what we are doing is that when we are setting with temperature 0.4, we are trying to set it to for our ChatGPT to be more creative actually when responding back to our prompt. And we are saying that this ChatGPT is gonna be, we're gonna use ChatGPT 4, okay? So let me see if the comments are working. So with takes it, okay. Anyway, so but this one tries to, we set this one so that to show how creative our prompt is supposed to be, and we are getting it from ChatGPT 4. Okay, great. So we have this method here, and I'm gonna put some comment here and say this method takes in a string as a parameter and returns a string, okay, with options, and these are the options here, okay. So let's go straight to controller here, and what we're gonna do is that we're gonna create a controller here. So here, what we're gonna do, we're gonna create what do you call it? We're gonna create a method actually. So we're gonna say get response options, response option, and then this one is a string, and then this one are takes in param request, a request at param, exactly. So this is the method here, okay. And then here we're gonna use a get mapping, and then this is gonna be the URL. So if we tap on this URL, okay, we're gonna be tapping on ChatGPT 4, okay. So if I come straight to, I'm gonna stop and then rerun the app again. just like that. And then I'm gonna come here, and then so instead of using a response here, so I'm gonna come and change this to chat response option. Okay, just like that. So this is the URL we're gonna use. Okay, then click enter, and then so we said create questions. Okay, let me use another one. Let's say my name is Peter. So if I click on up, enter, it's gonna say, nice to meet you, Peter. How can I assist you? You know? Okay, now, so we are done building up the back end of it. So if I go straight to this part here, so let me go straight to main, and then we have this API controller, and we have tested this code here, and we found out that we are able to actually get information, from the AI. Okay, so the remaining part, I'm gonna leave this application actually, or this code in my GitHub. And what I want you to do for you to be able to create this front end here, okay, so that at least you can be able to write code from here so that it can be able to be displayed here. Example like uh, let's say what what is the capital, okay, let me not say what's the capital, what is the uh, formula, okay, you can say actually what is the syntax of Java. So if I click get response, then it's gonna process get response. So it takes a little bit of time to be able to display the answer, but you can see Java syntax is a set of rules that define how Java program is written and interpreted by the Java compiler. So you can see, so at least you get information, and it's displayed in your front end. Okay, or actually you can even actually say what is the syntax of, and then you come here and click get response options. So this is going to bring you some response option. For example, syntax refers to a set of rule principle that governs the structure of sentence in the language. So this is get response, and then this is get response option. So for you to be able to create this front end, what you need to do actually is to, and this is what I want you guys to do. So what you have to do is to create a front end application, this folder here. So once you right click on SRC, then go to new, and then you're gonna create a new directory, and then you're gonna name this front end. Okay, so once you name it as front end, you will use this terminal here, and then you're gonna control C just to cancel the front end. So you're gonna cd into this folder here. Okay, so I'm gonna do cd dash dash, and then cd. So I'm going back to this front end folder here. So once you're here, I want you to run this. I want you to run this. I want you to run this code here. This one here. Let me show you. So I want you to run this code here that says npx create react app front end. Okay. So this one will create a React app called front end. Okay. So once you click on this one, make sure actually you have Node.js installed in your application. If you don't have npx, make sure you install npx. You can actually learn how to do that. So once you're in, actually, so you can say cd front end, and if I click ls, click enter, I will find the project. Then go click cd into src. Then here, if I click on ls, I'll find all these files here. And when I click, let me bring this down. So when I go to src and click src, these apps, these files here are what we have here. So we have app.css, app.js, text.js. So these apps here. So what you're gonna do, you will have to go ahead and create a file. Right click, go to new, then create a file called client.js. So once you create a file called client.js, then I will leave this up on my GitHub. So you're gonna go ahead and copy this code here and put it inside client.js. Okay. I will, this one checks if the response was successful. So this code here checks if the response was successful. This code here fetch a simple response from the chat service. So this one is connected to this one. This here check a simple response from the chat service. Okay, and this is the code here, and this is the method actually. Go get response, then fetch detailed response with options from chat service. So this client.js is connected to my back end. It's connected to here, okay, to this API here. So once you're done with that, go straight to app.js. And then I want you to copy this code here and post it. So what we do is that once we have this client.js, what we're going to do is that we're going to import it here, as you can see. So we're importing get response and get response option from client here, from this here. Okay, so we are importing get response and get response option. Okay, then after that, we also importing some CSS from here. You can go ahead and copy this actually and put it in your system, in your file, in your file, front end file, and then you import it here, import CSS file. So we have the app, we have the two const here. Okay, then here we handle get response here. And then this is an error that appears if you can't actually, you can't actually get the response from the backend. So it catches an error. So error fetching response, please try again. Okay, if you cannot get information from the backend, this is what you're gonna see. It's gonna say please try again. Okay, then this is the return. So it's gonna return a table here, and this is the name, ZZAI language model. This is the name of the table, the app itself. Then we also have this here is what we have over here. Is what we have over here. Is what we have over here. ZZAI language model is what we have over here. Okay, so just go ahead and do that. Then this app here, you will actually import it to index.js here. So here it's where it's going to be rendered. Okay, so another thing you need to do, make sure you actually add this import fetch. Okay, and the version that I want you to think of importing is this one here, and fetch 4.2.0. This works better for with this app here. Then down here, make sure you add a proxy. This proxy will help you actually connect to the backend because the backend is running at local host 8080. So make sure you also add this one here under package.json. So with that information, what you're gonna do is that you're gonna start your application, okay? And the way to start your application is you have actually to say npm start. Gonna click npm, then start. Then click on start, and then it's gonna start your front end. There you go. It's running at localhost 300, and then this is where your front end is displayed here. Okay. So here we can put an import, like we can say um, where. I'm trying to look what I'm gonna say. So you can say actually create 5 question create a 5 question quiz for uh, what Java, for Java, just like that. So if I click on get response here option, it's gonna give me some options, or take some time. Auto will appear here. So if you click on get option, certainly here are 5 question quiz designed to test your fundamental concept in Java programming. So we have what is the correct way to declare a variable of type this one here. So this is just a question. So if I click on get response, then it's gonna display this here. What is the correct way to declare variable of type int here? So here I can actually say, I can kind of say, my name is Peter. So if I click on get response, it's going to say, hello Peter, how can I assist you? Then you can say, I want to know where the name Peter came from. So if I click on that, it's going to display the answer and say the name Peter has its origin from Greek name Petros, which means rock or stone. This Greek name is translated into which also means rock. The name is famously associated with Saint Peter, one of the 12 apostles of Jesus, here, according to the here. So you see, so that's how you are able actually to get information. Yeah, so this is my AI language model. You can go ahead and try to see if you can build something like this. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure you do that. Leave a comment, leave a like. Let me know what you think about this video. Peace.